Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Wednesday, February 3rd, 2021. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. First of all, thank you all very much for joining me for the PivotBoss monthly market outlook yesterday afternoon. That video will be posted here very shortly. Let's take a look here at the ES. You'll see right here the ES is currently trading within a very narrow range at the highs of the previous two-day rally here. You can see this super narrow range right there. That range is forming right at the previous session's close or just above it and has been sitting up there. There was a higher high failure here in pre-market trading against the overnight high. And we're only trading 24% of ADR right now. The range very tiny compared to its average. The last 5 days right here have seen a range of over 110 points per day. On average, the 10-day range is currently just 78 points, and right now we're trading 24% of 78% 10-day range, much less what we're seeing against the 110.5-day range. So this is a super narrow range heading into the RTH trade. The fact that it's sitting here at highs like this almost appears as though the bus has gotten too full up here. The market's a little heavy and may need to pull back a bit. If price starts to pull back into the previous session's range, we then have this midpoint from the previous session that becomes a high probability target. That's 37.9788. So basically 3800 could be a quick target down below if price cannot stay above the previous session's close of 38.28.5. So right now we're looking at how is this going to proceed. Overall, this market remains bullish right now. We do have this previous month's high coming into play right here. But again, from a day perspective here, failing to hold the previous session's close could open this thing up back to the previous session's midpoint. Overall, looking at the broader scope of this market, it remains strongly fixated in a very bullish trending mode here. And until we fail to hold that market structure, everything continues to push up at the moment. We could be range bound, but that would come with some sort of rejection at the high. So reject here or something, you may come down here and we may be range bound for a while. But right now, until that's seen, we're still seeing overall directional conviction to the upside until proven otherwise. Alright, let's take a look here at the NQ. The NQ looking very similar right now, also trading very narrow range here heading into the RTH trade. We're trading just 31% of average range over the last 10 sessions right now. This range has also formed in a very narrow fashion right at or just above the previous session's close price. Again, if everything's a little heavy here, we could see this thing rotate back to the previous midpoint here. And the session's midpoint from yesterday's trade is 13,370. So 13,370 could be a target down below. We're trading 540 right now. Again, any pullback could still be a buying opportunity given the current directional trend here. And if we see some sort of rejection up here at 13.6, perhaps we see a broader trading range develop where we could see a move between these extremes, 13.6 and 12,700. So right now, still trending up overall. We have a very narrow range at these highs. If there's a failure to hold 13.5, 13.5 opens up a move into 13,370 today. All right, let's take a look here at crude oil. Right now, crude oil's up just over 1% on the day. We've seen a very forceful breakout from that 15-day narrow range. We've talked about that over the last 2+ weeks. We've been mentioning how this thing's been developing in a very narrow fashion and how we could build up for a 6-point breakout move. We've already seen a tremendous start to this thing, and we're looking for a continuation toward 58 or even as high as 60 over the coming 1 to 2 weeks. So right now, starting off pretty solid here. Any pullback now, even into 54, could still be seen as a buy opportunity. 53.5 for a continuation higher. So overall, this market, excuse me, this market remains very bullish, and we're now seeing pinching bands here in the 4-minute chart, which could suggest further expansion here today. Right now, again, a very narrow range to begin the day. If we pull back a bit, it could still be a buying opportunity for a continuation higher on a swing basis. All right, let's take a look at gold futures. Gold right now, again, failing to find acceptance above the 1880 level, and it's very reminiscent of what happened back here when it really couldn't find acceptance above that zone. We had a flush day here, and then that led to a further decline. That could be the case over here. We're looking at this thing break through the previous month's close. We're holding at these lows. A failure to get back above the previous month's close, that blue dot there, could lead to more weakness down below into 1800 and perhaps into that 1766 target down below. Bulls really need back above 1880, and right now not really showing much strength at the moment. Alright, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.